Chapter 12. "Stay," said Finn to his dog. "Stay and guard the hut." The dog looked at him with despairing eyes and howled briefly. "You heard me," said Finn. "Stay." Another howl. Then the dog turned and threw himself down in front of the hut. "Will he really stay?" asked Clovis. "Of course. I won't be long." Finn was going to settle Clovis into his hiding place in the museum and then slip back into the lagoon. It was already almost dark, but Finn knew the waterways which led to Manhouse like the back of his hand. He was going to take Clovis in the canoe by the same route he had taken Maya. There was plenty of time. Sergei's party did not start for another couple of hours, and it was not till the party was in full swing that Maya was going to start working on the twins. Finn had darkened his hair again. He wore his headband and a circlet of beads around his arm. Clovis was dressed in the cap and uniform of the cadets of St. Joseph's School in Manhouse. Finn's father had tried to send him there, but after the first week Finn had come home and told Bernard that if he wanted Finn to go back he'd have to handcuff him and drag him there by his hair. If anyone caught a glimpse of them in the back streets of Manhouse, as if they made their way to the museum, they would think it was a boy from the college being taken back to school by his Indian servant. "Right, I think we've got everything. The keys, a lamp, your satchel, the money so you can get to your foster mother. No, wait, there's something else." Finn felt in his pocket. "Here, I want you to have this." And he handed him Bernard Taverner's watch on its silver chain. Clovis stared and turned it over. "I can't take this. It's your father's, isn't it?" "Yes, but if you're going to be me, you'd better have it," said Finn, and turned away quickly, for it was far harder than he had expected, giving away the watch he had so often seen in his father's hands. They pushed the canoe off, and Finn began to paddle out of the lagoon. The dog howled again, but he did not move, and then they were through the rushes and on their way. It was a silent journey. If they had to speak, they did it in whispers. Finn stopped where he had dropped Maya the first time they met, and tied the canoe up to a tree. He would make his way back as soon as Clovis was safe in the hiding place. They waited for half an hour till it was entirely dark. There was no moon and no street lighting, in the small lanes along which Finn led Clovis. As they came to the back door of the museum, they heard the sound of dance music coming from the Kaminsky's house. The party had begun. This time, Maya did not feel like Cinderella. She was going to the party as well as the twins. And as she dressed, she almost forgot the job at the Feasting when she reached Sergei's house. Her dress was new, the last one the matron of the school in London had brought with her before she went away, and it was very pretty. A dark blue, rustling silk cut like an Elizabethan dress with a full skirt and a row of tiny pearl buttons and bodice. Minty had brushed out her waist-length hair and left it loose, and the twins, when they saw her, did not look pleased. "You're too skinny to wear a low neckline, and your hair will get into a mess." "Shall I plait it again?" Maya asked Miss Minton, and her governess pursed up her mouth and said, "No." The twins were dressed in their favourite party pink, a rather fleshy pink, which was perhaps a pity because their short necks coming out of a double row of ruffles made them look a little bit like those hams one sees on butcher's slabs near Christmas. They wore several bracelets so that they tinkled as they walked, and they had an accident with their mother's scent. Beatrice had taken some and sprinkled it behind her ears, then Gwendolyn had tried to take it from her, and the stopper came off, and so both of them smelled violently of Passion of the Night. Mrs. Carter did not mean to stay behind in the bungalow. She had invited herself to play bridge in the club in Manhouse. Mr. Carter came out to say goodbye, holding a small box containing the eye of a murderer who would be hanged in Pentonville prison. It had arrived this morning, and it excited him very much. "Very nice," he said absently, looking at Maya's dress, and was glared at by his wife. The twins too, very fetching, and he hurried back to his study. It was 9 o'clock before the Carter's cab drew up at the Kaminsky's house. There were Chinese lanterns strung between the trees, and the air smelled of orange blossom. Music streamed out of the windows. Maya had never been in such a sumptuous house. The walls were hung with rich tapestries and paintings of Russian saints framed in gold. Tubs of white lilies and crimson poinsettias were massed on the side of the staircase. Hundreds of wax candles glittered in the crystal chandeliers. Sergei and Olga now came running out to greet them. "You look like a beautiful wave with your dress and your hair," said Olga, just touching the blue silk, and Sergei said that she must hurry because they were going to play Polonaise next, and we're good at Polonaises, aren't we? Then the Count and Countess came out of the drawing room to greet them. The Count looked like a picture from a book about Russian steppes, with a high-necked embroidered blouse, wise dark eyes, and a black beard. The Countess was a beautiful, untidy woman who wore a priceless emerald pendant, slightly askew over her dress, and enfolded Maya into a warm embrace. "The children have told me so much about you," she said, and held out her arms to the twins, who backed away. The twins did not get hugged. They always made that clear from the start. Mademoiselle Lille came to lead Miss Minton away, and soon after, the party was in full swing. Afterwards, Maya thought what a wonderful evening it would have been if she could have just been an ordinary guest with nothing to do except to enjoy herself. The Kaminskys were the most amazing hosts. Rosewater was served to the dancers in crystal goblets in the dining room with the food. There was fairy tale, Russian sorkies, rare Brazilian fruits, a 3-tiered cake for Olga's birthday, and the Count had found proper gypsies to play for them. Bijou was working to a timetable. Clovis would be safe in the music by 10 o'clock. Clovis would be safe in the museum by 10 o'clock. The crows were already back in the Pension Maria. Between 10 and dawn the following morning, when the bishop pulled up her anchors, she had to betray Clovis's hiding place to the twins. And she had to make sure that they would act. If only everyone hadn't been so nice to her, whisking her off to dance, to drink lemonade, or to go into the garden. Not just Sergei and Olga and Netta, everyone. But at least it wasn't difficult to keep track of the twins. She couldn't see them in their flesh-pink dresses, or hear the tinkle of their bracelets. She could smell them, for they still moved in a cloud of their mother's passion of the night. 10 o'clock struck on the big grandfather clock in the hall. Time to begin.